Hi, I'm Emily Binks and we're here at my studio in the Art House Wakefield, and I've been part of the YSI Sculpture Network this year. My work stems from living in Edinburgh and studying there and observing how people got rid of things from their homes. So sofas, armchairs, bed frames, things that are kind of key central elements to a home were just out in the street, upside down, stacked up against the fence, whatever. And they started asserting themselves to me as objects in their own right, not just as a thing that has been used. So I started collecting them and stripping them back, deconstructing them to see what the shapes were inside, what materials were in there. I've never really been bothered about the external colour or fabric. It's always been more about the shape and the structure of it. Following the kind of deconstruction, I then began to play around with reconfiguring the frames, and that's when these kind of shelters and encapsulating structures started to happen. Thinking about when I was younger as well, and being involved in a youth organisation and going out and learning like survival skills and independence and how to build shelters and that, you know, we could stay in for weeks at a time just out of like bits of tarpaulin and trees and ground. And so that's where the interest in the kind of contrasting texture of tape or tarpaulin, or it has like ended up just being tape. I find it a really tactile and easily accessible material. The colour as well is super important because the kind of, when I think about what my work's saying and what it's about, I would say that it's to do with needing a sense of belonging somewhere or finding a home and where that is and what that means to people, and is it a feeling, is it a place, and the kind of objects from a home, and then me building a home, you know, finding a home like wherever that will end up being. So when you think about it, it could be quite deep. It's a human condition, and it doesn't matter what age you are, you're always looking for that space that is yours or feels safe. So I think the neon, the colour, that's the instant link really between the materials that I was working with and then the light stuff. So when I saw the opportunity for the apprenticeship at the neon workshops, I was just so drawn to it. I felt like I needed to explore that, and that was how I became involved with it, and that's how it's crept into my practice. It just felt like a natural progression. So I suppose through making sculptures that I want people to physically engage with, I've always been thinking about how the audience or whoever approaches the work is going to engage with it and at what level. And so I suppose through that, it brought me onto actual engagement projects, making work collaboratively with the public. So over the last couple of years, my practice has kind of weaved from me making my work and me making work with others. And I've been considering how that is my practice and where it fits with the other side of things, and whether the work that is made from the engagement projects, do I see it as mine? Do I see it as theirs? Do I see it as ours? And that's something that I'm working through, but I'm going to continue to do so by carrying on with those types of work and through the work that I do to support my practice.